Again, I'm going to pick up for my next loop is this is a for loop. We're about to do next is the do while loop, and I'm going to talk to you about the do while loop with it as well. So again, we're picking up where we left off. I would like for you to come up and stop the debugging tool with it, and we're going to pick up where we left off right now. Again, I'm going to maximize this right now. I'm going to come up to here. I'm going to take out this asterisk and write for the forward slash with this thing. Just turn off some of your debugging with it. Just take this, extending this like we did from the last time, extend it to the bottom and comment out the whole sections that we did. Remember now, that first segment was the if-else structure, and then we did the while loop and this from here to here, and then we commented that out. We're going to extend. We did the for loop. The next step is one of the last part. I'm going to pause. I'm going to put in what's called the do while loop for us to take a look at, which is the only post-test structure that we're going to talk about right now with it. So let me pause. So I've inputted in the do while structure with this thing. Feel free to pause this screen right now and input this into your code right now with it. It's very let me explain a little bit what it is with it. Again, all these are just documentations with it, but you need to have some sort of initialization, which is equivalent to your for loop, your initialization here, and your initialization of reading in the number of stars, right? The next step is do while loop is do it first. It does not test at all. It does not test this at all. So you're going to do whatever the statement tells it to do, and then you test it. But look at this. It ends with a semicolon. All right. So you do it first. You test it. If it's false, it terminates. If it's true, it comes back and does the iteration again with it. All right. So here's what I like for you to do. After you put this in, Control F5, run it, and it still should give you a do while loop like this. I don't want you to take a screenshot of this. Again, this is not what about I'm taking a screenshot. I want to do a debugging tool with this thing. So what I like for you to do is just make sure you have make sure the key things we do that is just make sure we don't have any syntax errors with this. And we're going to actually have you have you up local Windows debugger. This is what we're going to do. Click on it, and of course I didn't put in the breakpoints, right? So you didn't see anything that comes across with this thing. So I need to go in and put in my stops, right? My breakpoint. Let's do that here, and here are the three 58, 59, and your. How about we also put in our 54 to see what Y looks like in the memory right now with this. All right, so I go back in, put in my stops at 54 where I initialize Y is equal to 0. I also do what's output is the Y, and then I update my Y by adding 1 to it, and then I test my Y if it's less than 10. All right, click on that. Again, I'm going to bump this thing to the left. I want to put my windows to the right, of course. And then let me get situated here. Get my act together here. Hold on. Grabbing the wrong one. So of course the first thing is it stops. Look, it stops. It's waiting for me to do the next one. So I'm going to do step over. I'm inside of this do while loop right now. It's going to output. Watch. I'm going to click it again. So it's going to output Y is equal to 0. You agree? Because look, all right. So it finished up line 58, and then now it's going to plug 0 plus 1 is going to update the Y. So I'm going to do again the next one. So in the memory right now, Y should be 1. Look at the bottom. You see that? You see Y is equal to 1, but look what's output to the screen is 0. Okay. I'm going to actually do another one. Step over. So because it's testing 0 is less than 10 is true. I'm going to output Y right now. I'm going to click one more. So on the screen, it finished up that line says Y is equal to 1. Now in the memory, 1 plus 1 updates the Y should be 2. And I'm going to click on the step over so you can see what's taking place in the memory. So it's Y is 2. You see that? It goes down to the next line. Look at the bottom, my auto screen. Value Y is 2. Look what's on the screen. Y is output is 1. You see that? So this is the correlation I really want you to see, is that in a do while loop, things are changing in the memory versus what's displayed in the screen is two different things. You see that? So in the memory, it's showing it as 2, but out in the screen, because we're not there at line 58 yet with it. So I'm going to do another step over, tests it, plugs it back in, output it to the screen. Why is now 2? I come down, next one is testing while again with it with 3. 3's lesson is true still. I'm going to step through this, and this is what I want you to take the screenshot, is this. If you're going to take a screenshot, take the screenshot of with the auto and what's out on the screen with this thing, and paste this into your lab assignment. This is what I'm looking for, not the final product when you compile. No. So with the step through, and you with this thing, so you can see how it actually takes place, how Y is changing, and I'm going to step through this so you can see what actually takes place. And I'm going to very carefully slow down on when the value is 9. Look, in my autos, Windows 9, output to the screen is 8. Okay, and I'm going to actually do outputting it to 9. Look, it's going to go 0 to 9, right? And the moment it's going to update to 10, it's going to be false here, and it's going to kick it down to the return 0 semicolon. It's going to kick it outside of this thing, right? So it's going to exit here, should terminate right now, because in the memory 10, look at my memory right now, 10 is less than 10 is false right now. It's going to, and then I'm going to click on the next one. So it kicks it down to the return 0, and it exits right now with it. Now this is when you actually do the Control F5 and it compiles. This is what you see. Okay, and then of course it kicks it back out with it as well. I'm going to pause here for a moment. Or better yet, let's do this. Let's stop this thing so we don't have to continue. This is basically the last program I'm going to do right now. So if you want to hit stop, and then I'm going to pause out of this thing.